Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be going over the 26.0 update, which seems to be revolving heavily around war, so we should be seeing a lot of adjustments to how war works in this update. So reading through the post, it says 26.0 update Total War. Greetings survivors, we are happy to announce the latest update to Road to Survival, the Total War update. The Total War update aims to address many issues with war without changing the core war experience our players know and love. We want to make it easier for all factions to participate in every war and feel rewarded for doing so. We've also got new maps, new features, new rewards and more. Read below for more details. We'll go over each section one part at a time. The first war update section is War Strongholds. War Strongholds are receiving a massive functionality boost in 26.0. Strongholds can now grant a variety of new effects such as bleed, burn, exhaust, slow and even guardian shield. These new strongholds will allow for a variety of different crazy combinations for our blitz wars and should shake up war strategy. To reduce the RNG nature of strongholds, expect to see some strongholds with reduced shield times, attack cooldowns and a variety of other factors as we iterate to making war the best experience it can possibly be. We've got some crazy wars planned for the next few weeks with some intense new effects. War Camp Animations. War Camp Animations have been updated to instantly reflect the status of the battlefield when exiting combat instead of playing through a series of animations. You should no longer have to click every camp in order to see its real-time status. The animation state should directly reflect how damaged the camp is, or even if it is in repair. New war maps. For the first time ever, two brand new war maps are coming to the game, Sanctuary and the Kingdom. These two new maps are set to different themes, winter and fall, to add some visual variety to war, and each map also has a variety of new stronghold combinations. Each map will have both 6 vs 6 and 8 vs 8 wars, as well as versions with 1, 3 and even 5 strongholds. Expect these two new maps to be added to the war rotation. Intra-realm matchmaking. We've heard feedback that players miss the feeling of warring against their own region, while others say CRW is the way to go. To help merge both of these experiences, regions will now be able to match against factions from their own region in cross-region war. This change may be tweaked in the future, but we hope this also expands the matchmaking pool even further and allows for some friendly competition within regions. Next up is Mercenaries. Mercenaries are now available for hire. Factions will now be able to add mercenaries to their war teams on a time-limited basis to help get into queues faster and more often. Note, mercenaries will be completely free to add to teams. What is a mercenary team? Mercenary teams are AI war teams that will join your war party when added by faction members. Mercenary teams will be made up of low-level 5-star fighters, will not attack enemy camps, and will award bonus solo war points to attackers when they are defeated. Mercenary teams will be the equivalent to a faction member being a body in war. They will allow you to queue, but will provide no benefit or advantage to the faction using them. Mercenaries will not affect matchmaking in any way. This means that adding mercenaries to your team will not result in easier or harder matches in war. It goes on to talk about how you queue with a mercenary. Upon queuing for war, factions will now see an option to add a mercenary team to their war party. A mercenary can only be added to the war party every few minutes, and each war party will still need to be made up of a majority of players. Mercenary timers and counts may be tweaked in the future. Here is the initial mercenary timer information. In 8 vs 8 wars, there are up to 3 mercenary teams that can be added. 1 at 5 minutes, 1 at 12 minutes, and 1 at 24 minutes. This means that after 24 minutes of waiting for bodies or additional players to join, you can have 3 mercenaries in your faction join an 8 vs 8 war. In 6 vs 6 wars, you can have up to 2 mercenaries. The first one is after 5 minutes and the second one would be after 10 minutes. Again, same situation. These mercenaries is being added just in case you don't have the numbers at off-peak times within your faction. It does go on to say we hope mercenaries speed up queues and get players into the action faster than ever before, and I'm sure this actually will be a pretty decent addition to some factions who do struggle to fill in certain time zones. They are going to be doing a total war event by the looks of things. It says with 26.0 update, will be launching a massive event with a series of 5 wars over the next 6 weeks with new maps, new strongholds, and new rewards. The event will begin with a mission event allowing players to stock up huge quantities of war energy, and a subsequent mission event that will include massive rewards. Stay tuned next week for a full event breakdown. The Total War update also comes with a huge revamp to how war rewards will work over the next 6 weeks. We've listened to a lot of player feedback on this topic and have made meaningful updates and changes to the rewards. The new rewards will be detailed in the Total War event blog post next week. It then goes on to talk about introducing a 6-star experienced trainer, Bernadette. Joining the ranks of Bert, Brady, Basil, and Benedict is Bernadette. Bernadette is our new 6-star experienced trainer, and she will award a grand total of 48,000 XP when used to level up your fighters. 4 times more experience than a Benedict. All players will be receiving Bernadette's in the Total War event to help level up their fighters. You'll be able to check out all these changes in our public beta this week and let us know what you think. Our first war in the Total War event is a Blitz scheduled for July the 10th at 5 PM, most likely Pacific time. Stay tuned for the Total War and War Rewards breakdown next week. This post does go on to talk about some bug fixes, but I just want to highlight something with this new 6-star trainer. I don't think this is actually going to do anything at all. This would have been good when trainers took up roster space, because obviously taking up less roster space, having more XP in a slot is great. But like it says, it's just like giving out 4 Benedicts. So why don't you just give out 4 Benedicts instead of 1 Bernadette? It makes no difference to me. Now, it won't take up a slot in your inventory, in your Benedict slots, but they don't give out enough trainers as it is. Right now, in the current level up, you can see that if you become 11th to 50th place, you get 2 4-star trainers. There just isn't enough trainers given out. There should easily be 10 to 20 trainers in pretty much every slot, because of the amount of XP that is needed right now to level up S-class characters versus leveling up 6-star characters. We're still getting the same amount of XP in the reward economy that we did in the 6-star era, and we are in an era that is like, it takes so much more XP to max out an S-class character than a 6-star right now. I could actually max out a 6-star character with 2 stars and trainers. It's just not viable to do on a consistent basis with an S-class character. So my personal opinion on the addition of Bernadette, it does absolutely nothing. The only way this could change is if Bernadette is actually handed out on a very regular basis, which I just don't see happening because they just don't hand out the other trainers on a regular basis. So this is going to be pretty much a nothing update there from my opinion, but I would love to be proved wrong. It does talk about the bug fixes, and there are some general bug fixes where a bug where faction supporter selection listings would not include stat increases from their mods. Fixed the crash in territories caused when an opponent's team was empty. This one was because of the trainer update where teams were effectively emptied and their trainers were put in the inventory and trainers are actually still in territory teams. It was kind of messed up. There are some combat fixes as well. Fixed an issue where a resilience specialist couldn't resist hemorrhage. Fixed a bug with Mia's death animation making her look like an adult. Fixed some issues where when certain status effects got resisted, no resist callout would display. Fixed a rarely occurring issue where a Guardian Shield could show on a revived character from Pete Anderson that no longer had it. And then fixed an issue where bodyguard specialists could protect each other, preventing both from taking damage. This was obviously with the new Shane update, and they have managed to get around to fixing this fairly quickly. Fortunately, there has not been any wars or anything in the meantime, so it hasn't really had too much of an effect on the game. So that is the 26.0 update, and it is going to involve the Total War event, which, like I said, more information will be released next week. There is also a public beta post about the 26.0 update. If you want to be involved in the beta, you can join it. If you no longer want to be part of public beta, now would be the time to leave. There is some information on how to join beta and the schedule around the events within beta to test out the new war system. I would say that if you are in beta or want to join it, you do get some rewards from doing this. You do generally get a few hundred, maybe 1,000 coins sometimes from doing this on multiple regions, but it is generally quite a lot of effort and work, but it is to make sure that things are ready for when they actually go live, and that's why you get rewarded. I will leave a link to this post in the description of my video if you want to join the beta program. But for now, that is going to be the end of this video, guys. The 26.0 update should be rolling out within the next 12 to 24 hours. and most likely beta will be out for probably a few days. The first war that is part of Total War is due to drop on the 10th of July, but the schedule may change based on how the beta goes. But do tell me what you think about the 26-point update in the comments. That is the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.